do you think that Brunson is the best Knick since Walt?
Well, I'm not going to go that far. I'll get to the conference finals first. I do recall Patrick Ewing helping the New York Knicks get to the NBA finals. They didn't win the championship, but he was in the finals, okay? Don't get me started on John Starks in that game 7, 2 for 18, 1 for 11 from three-point range. I still haven't recovered. Don't get me started with Pat Riley not putting him to the bench and bringing in Rolando Blackman, who you had acquired during that season strictly because he could shoot, okay? So we had a remedy, and it wasn't exercised. I will say this. Jalen Brunson is definitely one of the top 4 or 5 players in a New York Knicks uniform in the last 50 years since they won a championship in 1973. I'll say that much. Put Perk and Chiney up on camera because I got to say this looking at both of them. We don't need this damn highlight right now because this is important. This is important. Charles Oakley, what he said. I think he's wrong when he says that Ewing didn't make plays, because there were big plays in Ewing's career. Turnaround jumper from the baseline, stuff like that. Don't get me started with the finger roll that he missed against Indiana. I get that. But there were other big plays that he made. He was going against Jordan when they lost a lot of those times. But here's the flip side. Here's where I will defend Charles Oakley. Everything he said about Ewing from a leadership standpoint, Perk and Chiney, I'm here to tell you, he said it to his face, to reporters, in the locker room, standing when he was there. It ain't like he retired and stepped away from the game of basketball and then all of a sudden Oak got new. Oh, no, 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 no. Let me come to the defense of Charles Oakley on this. I was a reporter in the locker room when covering the NBA, and that brother, we walked up in the locker room one time, Perk, Chiney, and he was like this, ask the man, ask you. Right there. He's standing right there. And I asked him. He know, right? He the leader, right? He the man, right? Like that. He most certainly did. So even though I would come to the defense of Ewing in terms of Ewing made plays and Ewing was a star and the franchise and stuff like that, I got to give him that love. I have to concede that the other components that Charles Oakley is alluding to, that ain't some retired dude talking, y'all. When he was wearing a Knick uniform, when Pat Riley was coaching them, when Pat Riley leaned on Patrick Ewing, and Patrick Ewing was the franchise and all things was Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley spoke like that and didn't give a damn. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, to answer the question, hell yeah, he is. And you know what happens when you get a game manager and a game changer? You get Jalen Brunson. And that's what we've been witnessing this entire season. That's why they had 50 wins. That's why you saw him when he was able to take it on the road and get a crucial game 4 and get a crucial game 6. And look, it was one play this season, okay, during the regular season, where I saw Precious Achua taking out the ball out of bounds, and he tried to throw it inbounds to Jalen Brunson, and they turned the ball over. And Tom Thibodeau, he went crazy and was on Precious, and Jalen Brunson ran over to Tibbs and was like, hey, man, chill. That one was on me. And right there, he got my attention because right there, it was like, you know what? That's a leader. Jalen Brunson is a guy, when you get off the bus and you're on the road and you're walking into an arena, he's a guy that's going to say, you know what? I'm going to war with this guy because he's going to bring it every night. He's going to bring that swagger. He's going to bring that tenacity. That's what he's going to bring along with his leadership. When you're able to elevate guys around you, the great Kevin Garnett, he used to always tell me and Rondo in the locker room, Perk, I'm watching to see these young guys, man. Once they get their money, I want to see how they act. Okay, the next thing I want to do, okay, you're able to get yours, meaning go out there and get buckets. Let me see if you can make guys around you better. We're witnessing him right now master the two-man game at times with Isaiah Hardenstein, where he's able to shoot floaters, left-hand floaters in the paint. We saw the playmaking that he did last night, the big shot by Josh Hart. Did you see Jalen Brunson drag that trap enough to get around Kelly Oubre to make that pass on time, on target? That's what leaders do. And to answer your question, hell yeah, he's the best Knick since Walt Frazier, and I think it ain't no other way around.
Knicks team I grew up watching, let's talk about the now because a lot of the fans are falling in love with the Knicks now. The team that I grew up watching was the Carmelo iteration of the Knicks. And that was a team that only went to the conference semis, right? And that's when New York was electric based off of Carmelo's talents. But in that time, you know, I don't know if there was real aspirations per se based off of the construction of a team for a real championship. This is the closest since 1973 that the Knicks, as Stephen A. knows and feels, are sniffing championship. Now, I'm not saying that that expectation comes this year, but I do see it coming in the years to come. And I know you don't want to jinx, you want to fingers crossed. I know you're looking for some wood for me to knock on, but the reason I say this is they've built the right way, brick by brick, piece by piece. And the ultimate piece is Jalen Brunson here. And I'm talking in the last 20 or so years in which a lot of people have had trials and tribulations following the squad. He's making everyone believers based off of literally in the postseasons alone, he goes through a trajectory of on the up and up and up in growth. The numbers he put up on the road, 42 versus Philly, 35, I think, overall in this series. We've been so impressed with what he's done in isolation, but this year it just shows that it continues to grow. So best Knicks since Frazier, I'll leave that to you and Mad Dog. But to me right now, he is showing that he can be the leader on a championship squad, and I think that is defying all odds from the last 50 years.
I have no doubt about that. The only thing that I'm saying is that since 1973, the New York Knicks have been in a couple of finals. They've been in a few conference finals, and call me when he gets to the conference finals.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's 88 over here,